Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I recently got a 10.36 average at Stevenage April, which is ridiculous, by the way. Really, really ridiculous. For reference, my previous PR average was 11.33, so I dropped it from 11.33 to 10.36, which is almost like a full second, which is probably the biggest drop I'm ever going to have in 3x3 ever again, so very unexpected. And a little bit lucky, like the scrambles were good. I got a lucky PLL skip at one point, but like I still had to execute, So I'm very happy with it. I think it is going to be around for a little while longer. I did actually choke PR average again, which is even more ridiculous in the third round, because in the third round I got 10.56, 9.13, 13.21, 9.11, and then my last solve was like mid-11 or something, which would have got us another PR average of 10.29, but I didn't start the timer because I went too quick. So yeah, absolutely popped off at this competition, and yeah, I wanted to break down the solves I did because I think they were pretty good. So yeah, I'm very happy that I was able to do this like officially, and I'm just gonna get into it straight away, let you know what I was thinking. So first scramble. Okie dokie. So here we are. This is the first scramble, and this is the most tragic solve I've ever done in my entire life. Yeah, completely tragic, and you'll see why. So I do yellow here. We've got red, orange, blue, and green. So my thought process was I can move orange over here, and then these two will go in nicely in opposite colors, and then to deal with green, I'm just going to do like a wide move insert, which I'll show. I did see that this corner was here and that there was a block, but I didn't know how to solve this edge, so I was like, maybe it'll be useful later. I'll see what happens. So I start with D, and then I go L, F prime, like that. And then for green, so green needs to go into the back here, and you see it's not yellow on top, so you can't just B2. So I used this insert, which I think is really nice. It's 4 moves, well, 4 moves. It would still be 4 for you with this angle. It's the same thing, just from the back. Really useful. A lot of people, sometimes I'll even rotate and then do this. It's this, like literally this, are the same moves, just from the back. So it means if you have an annoying piece at the back which you can't deal with, or you don't know how to deal with, that's how you do it. So really handy to know. So that solved this corner, and if you'll notice, when I do this insert, it just solves the edge anyways. So, like, I knew this was going to be made, and I was just going to look at this later, but literally accidental X-cross with a free pair. So that was brilliant. With a free pair as well, this is looking like it's going to be a 7 or an 8, absolutely beautiful stuff. And then I go U prime, U, because I see the pair, and then I do remember vividly panicking, like for a second I couldn't process that, like, oh, I need to change directions to insert it, so I kind of did this and decided to put it in at the back, which is yeah. In terms of pair choice, basically I'm going to show you what I should have done for the solve later, which would have been much nicer, but that's what I did, because I panicked. I then go U2, and I kind of panic, don't really see anything, rotate, and then just blindly take out this pair, rotate again, pair it up, and put it in the back. Oh my god. And again, when you see like the solution I should have done, it's very sad, because this solve could have been brilliant. This pair, you don't need to rotate, you can just bring out this edge to make a 3-mover, and it's like that. I'll show you the full thing, like this. But out of habit, I just kind of rotated and came here and did the normal solution. So the colors are like this, move it at the back, edge needs to come here for a pair, and put it in. So yeah, very tragic F2L, cost us a lot of time, and then for this case I just did the normal OLL, so F double sexy, and a very nice U perm to finish. U perms are my fastest, like they're just on my fastest, so it did kind of save the solve. This was an 11.4 second solve, which is done at 4.9 TPS because of the horrible inefficiencies that I did. This is counting all the unnecessary moves. So I'm going to now show you what I should have done for this solve, and it's the only one I'm going to do, because the other solves were fine. Just this one, I really, really missed something great. So here's what I should have done instead. I should have done the exact same cross solution with the totally intentional X cross. And then what I should have done is I should have come this way, inserted the free pair, which then gives, so as I've done that, I would like to think I'm at the level where I would have saw this and realized that I can then come this way and I can do this pair like this and then put it into the back and then get this pair, which I'll do normally, which then leads to this very, very nice OLL case, which is very short, into J-perm. That would have been miles better. Arguably miles better. And just better after well, better last layer, so. Okay, so moving on to solve 2. Again, pretty nice yellow cross, so I did yellow again. I usually bias like way more towards white, but like if you're just like, if you pick up the cube and just kind of eyeball white and then see yellow, like yellow just looks better. So what I planned in inspection is basically, obviously orange has solved, these two are here, and I've got blue. What I was going to do is just move red over, replace red with green, and then align red. And then I'm going to do blue the same way I did in the last solve with this back move insert. So, but what I actually did was, I started the time, I picked up the cube and I panicked and I went D prime D D, which is really fun. So then I go R prime here to move these out the way, align red. And again, you know, if you can't find a good way to do this last one, this is fine, because if you were from this angle, that's what you're going to do anyways. So I did that. I then panicked and paused, as I usually do. And I've got this really bad habit where, like, after cross or sometimes after an F2L pair, I'll just U2 for no reason. So I think I did that. And doing that meant I didn't see this pair, which was screaming right in front of us. So I went U2, and then you think I would just actually go straight into this pair and do it in the back. But I also then went U prime, saw U, and then did this pair into the back. So if you're curious, by the way, this is what it looks like from this angle. So what you can do is you can move the corner down, move this edge over here to set up into a 3-mover, and then do it like all in one move. So I'll show you. So it goes like this. Move the edge over here to set it into a 3-mover and just cancel into the back. Insert, free pair. This time I think I actually reacted somewhat accordingly. I did do a U prime, then rotate. But, you know, I actually like did the free pair, which is, you know, nice to see. So then what I did is I did a U, saw this case, rotated, did this case the normal solution into the left slot, like this. So basically you just, this one you split it up by, you know, inserting this corner in the bottom, move the edge here, and when the colors, when the colors don't match here, you can do this solution, which is pretty nice. And then this pair, yeah, I did something pretty bad here. So this is what we had before, but this solution we used before doesn't work because this slot is now solved. But what you can do is you can literally just do the same thing, right? So bring it up, split it up, ignore this pair, back insert, and then re-cancel into this, which leaves a very nice OLL and G-perm. Okay. From here, I actually rotated, saw the pair was over here, split it up like this, and then rotate it again, do it in the back. I mean, the solution was fine. It was just the double rotation like that. I didn't need to do that at all. If I was from this angle, that might have been fine. But I get this beautiful OLL case, so I do the OLL. And of course, I get the trusty U-perm to once again save the solve. Now, as tragic as that solution was in terms of like the kind of mess up at the start and then just a bit awkwardness with the pairs, wasn't as tragic as what I missed on the first solve. But also during this U-perm, I kind of like have a little bit of a fumble. Like I didn't lock up. I just kind of like missed something. So I kind of went like, and then paused, which meant that this solve was a 10.66, which is still a very good time. Like, obviously my PR average was 11.33, so you want to get every solve sub 11.33. So 10 is like, that's good for my average, but this could have been like a 9 easily, which is kind of annoying considering how the rest of the average went. So yeah, a bit upsetting, but that was solve 2. Okay, so we've made it to the third solve of the average. This was the best solve and the best solve of the average. So it was the best time and just the best solution / execution. So also the third yellow cross. So apparently, even though I'd say that I'm still worse on yellow, I can do it. So yeah, so sorry white cross people if you've not done yellow much. If you want, you might already know about the trick, but if you want the scrambles to appear on white rather than yellow, just think about where white is when you scramble. So it's usually up here. put it where the cross color is that you want to see. So put it on the bottom. So if I did a really good solve on orange cross, just do this. So white's where orange is, and then do the scramble. It's white cross. Anyways, so this is what I was presented with. Solved orange, solved green, kind of, right at the back, blue here, and this pair. So first pair is something that I'm finally starting to somewhat maybe possibly get the hang of, and I still think is really hard sometimes. But in this situation, I thought about it a lot, and I was like, okay, L, F prime, right, puts this in, aligns this, move that pair in. But I couldn't then figure out, like, I kind of thought it was worse to just, like, yeah, basically, it connects these pieces. I couldn't think of a good way to, like, do it, and after I, like, do this, then this is going to get trapped down here. I was like, you know what? What am I doing? Yeah, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do this pair and then the edge. And I don't... 6-second solvers might disagree, but I think it worked pretty well, okay? Because I had an absolutely seamless cross and first pair, even though it wasn't, you know... I think people do this sometimes, like, you know, if you've got a 3 mover, just do it, like, come on. So, start in this orientation, I do L to move green in, I do F prime to move blue in, I move it in, and then I just do this pair straight away, and I just track this cross edge, so you do this pair, and then I immediately insert the cross edge. I think that's pretty good. I then rotate and I kind of panic with this pair. I do a U and then I do a U2 because I realize what it is. Not good, but it happens. So also this is really good. Like when you reconstruct your solves, don't just like do the pure solution. If you do like a stupid U2, write that down because like you can see I've done it a lot. So it's something I need to work on, which I have been, and it's been going very well. So yeah, put the pair back here, split it up, put it in, pretty standard stuff. I saw this corner and I didn't see this obviously because I'm dumb. Or I think what I did was actually just rotate, like did this and rotate it by pure force of habit, which is not good. But then from here I saw this, so I went U, kind of panicked, and then rotated again, did this parent at the back, so set up into a 3 mover and just cancelling the insert. And as I did that, I saw this pair, so I immediately went straight into it. No funny business this time. Well, I think I've written it down as U prime, because I think I went and kind of looked, so maybe I didn't see it and then do that. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. But put it here, do this pair, and then I get a brilliant last layer, so I get F sexy into A perm. Now, this could have went horribly wrong because F sexy is fine, but I'm notoriously really not good at A perms, like 99% of the time. Okay, that went really well. I did the wrong one though. I just can't do A perms sometimes. Like especially when I really need to get the A perm, it kind of goes like this. Because I just like the problem with the A perm, right? It's not a hard algorithm. You start from here. Brilliant. But if it's this regrip, if you get your hands in the wrong position, you can see it kind of happened there, right? Didn't go well. But in this case, you know, I had a brother upstairs looking out for us. Block, A perm. I just seamlessly did it. And I even like U perm slammed it as well because it was U A left. A perm was pretty smooth, I'm not going to lie. But that was 8.76. It was my second best solving comp. Full step 8. Very, very happy with it. Yeah, also it was 56 moves. The other 2 solves were 59 and 56 moves as well. So just for reference, this was the same amount of moves as my first solve and solution, but the first one was an 11.4 and this one was an 8. So it just goes to show how much like look ahead and like not pausing actually matters in your solve. So yeah, pretty happy with this one. Very, very happy. It would have been good. See what I mean about the A perm though? You get what I mean? Okay, and we're finally on to solve 4. So this was the last one that counted in the average because solve 5 was worst possible average. It was terrible, so I'm not going to bother going through it. Didn't contribute. So this is Scramble 4. White cross is finally making a debut, and it's going to make a strong debut as well because it was a pretty good solve. Also a pretty good scram, so we've got green aligned, blue aligned, and then red and orange are here. So pretty simple what I planned. Move orange on top of blue, which then brings red out, and do it in with the B2. Pretty standard cross. I think I didn't obviously plan this, but I just immediately went into this. So the way that I do sort of this is I'll take it out like this and just set it up into this pair. So as doing this, I saw this, which I'm quite surprised I didn't do U R prime U2 R, because that's like my preferred way of doing this, but I think I just kind of went and did it into the back, which I don't normally do, but it's all right. And then obviously look ahead was then very easy for this continuation because, you know, obviously this didn't go anywhere. So I saw this come out, did this pair straight away. And also as you're doing this, you can kind of see this. And then I do the brilliant solution of doing a y, u prime, u prime, u, y. Which, yeah, again, that's why you have to like look at your solves, right? You might think, oh, this is what I did in my reconstruction. No, because I didn't actually just, you know, do this, which I probably didn't even need to do, by the way. I could have went this way, but yeah, was I here? Yeah, I went. Did I do a double rotation? Bro, like I didn't even need to rotate, right? To be fair, if I didn't do that, solve wouldn't have went how it did, probably. So, you know, whatever, stars aligned, but like, you need to look at this kind of stuff, right? Because this is not acceptable. But anyways, I did this pair the standard way. So I was just gonna like TPS spam it, right? But because I'm a really smart boy, because I'm super smart and very, very clever, I used my amazing cube analysis skills to see that we have no oriented edges. So midway into the solution, by the way, so I went to start it. I kind of went like, you know, R, U2, R prime, and then I was gonna like, you know, sort of like just do it. So I kind of went like, what did I do here? Yeah, I went U, and then I realized, oh, I've got no edges. So I quickly changed my mind and then sledged. So it's quite funny because it wasn't as like analytical. I saw no edges. No, I just I kind of went like, I was at this point and I was like, oh, we've got no edges, so sledged it. And then I get this all case, which is pretty not good. I think the standard algo is like this, like back, no, I don't even know it. Yeah, this into F sexy, which I just always found really like awkward. You can also just do it like lefty, you know, lefty soon in F sexy. But I do a stupid alg because it's me, because FS prime, is that FS prime? Yeah, so FS prime into is just a really short alg. So yeah, you've got to do this simultaneous slice of the cube, which is pretty sick. You know, can't lie. Do that. Dun, 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 dun. And then when you need it the most, God provides the PLL skip. U to AOF, and this was a 901. So yeah, and then he counted an 8 when my PR average was 11, which is pretty sick. I kind of freaked out after this, not because it was a PLL skip, but it was because it wasn't like, oh, I got a 901. It was like, oh my god, I now have a counted 901 in this average, which I'm pretty sure with the other times left me with a 949 BPA, which is just ridiculous. You know, to like, imagine if I'd somehow gotten my average to 949 from 1133, that would have been absolute scenes. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Going into the 5th solve, there was literally nothing. I'm pretty sure I planned like 2 pieces, and then I also plus 2'd it. It was like an 11, which could have maybe improved the average, but my first solve, which did count, was an 11.4, and I think it ended up being an 11.5, and then obviously it was a plus 2, so it was a 13. So yeah, it didn't count. So, by the way, I've been doing like a quick resolve of all these. It's very easy to improve the time when you know the solution like that. But with good look ahead, it just goes to show that like me and someone else could have done the exact same solutions, rotations, mistakes, everything. But someone could have gotten this time and I got the times I got. So, yeah. Look ahead's important. Work on your flow. Yeah. But that will be it for the average. Again, I'm only going to do the first 4. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something. I'm currently like this close to sub 10. I've got a 10.19 average of 100. I think I can get it if I just like keep grinding solves. But yeah, the fact that sub 10's around the corner is like crazy because like I'm a grown ass man now, but it's kind of been like a childhood dream of mine to be sub 10 because I've been in this for like 10 years. Sorry, you know, I picked cubing up in like 2014, 2015 when I was like 11. So you know, every like kid dreams to be like the Felix Zemdegs, you know, and then I decided not to learn anything for 4 years, which didn't help my case and meant that I wasn't current NR holder or someone really good. So if you want anything to take away from this, it's just if you're thinking about doing something that you want to be good at or you want to learn, just do it now. Because then you don't end up in this case where I'm 21 and still trying to reach that inevitable sub 10, which I could have already been, you know, about 6 years ago. So yeah, I think I will beat this. I'm getting to the point now where I'm really I don't know what kind of snapped in my head, but I'm just like on it with like the flow of my solves. Like I've not really worked on the solutions. I've just kind of like stopped with the pauses and stuff. My inspection's gotten a little bit better. I think I can get a sub 10 average officially. I just don't think it's going to happen yet. Like I don't think I'm going to go to my next comp and smash it. But that's the goal right now, sub 10 average. It's going to take a while, but if not, I just like more 10 averages, because I would say that I confidently average 10. Like I do a bad solve and it's like a 10.89, you know? So yeah. That's the rambling over. If you want to see any more like stuff, like let us know. I'm currently working on like some sub 20 guides and stuff. I think anyone can be a sub 20, and I need to find out how to articulate that into thoughts without it just being pure rambling. So I am working on that, but if you want other stuff, just let us know, and I will see you later. Bye.